Каждый вторник в 12:10 один из самых известных раввинов нашего времени, Маниса Фридман, в прямом эфире отвечает на вопросы наших слушателей. Вы услышите мнение самой мудрой книги человечества – Библии, о самых сложных проблемах, стоящих перед современным миром. Присылайте ваши вопросы заранее на наш имейл info@rusa.fm или во время передачи по СМС 347 460 08 77.
Добрый день всем, кто сейчас настроен на радио USA. Сегодня вторник. По вторникам с улыбкой просыпаюсь и говорю «Thank God it's Tuesday», потому что у нас есть возможность просто уникальная, которой нет ни у кого, говорю это открыто, ни у одного радио на свете, ни англоязычного никакого, поговорить с раввином Манисом Фридманом раз в неделю, получить от него свет, разум, классное направление, и которое сейчас абсолютно бесценно. И повод, по которому мы сегодня с ним решили провести передачу, это эпидемия инфлюенсеров. Просто заполонили все цифровое пространство, творят неизвестно что, и вот хотелось поговорить сегодня с раввином Манисом Фридманом о причине такой эпидемии, о ее последствиях, и желательно еще бы подумать о том, как бороться с некоторыми последствиями, которые из этого всего вытекают. Так что, не теряя времени, Rabbi Manis Fridman, hello, thank God it's Tuesday. So good to see you. Every morning, as I said to our listeners, I wake up with a smile, knowing that we have this time to spend with you to get your wisdom, to get your light, to get your insights, and to set us straight, basically. And the conversation today is about the epidemic of influencers out there. And oh, wow. This is like a Wild West out there. And this week we have to speak about it. Unfortunately, there's a video that is making its waves out there, a video of the top young influencers such as Nick Fuentes and the gang. It seems to be a clique of them. And they're celebrating being Nazis. It's not funny, but I can't be too serious about it. I'm sorry, but there's a clip out there as they're on their way in a fancy limo to a very exclusive nightclub, some private event in South Miami, and they are so rocking the song by Kanye West, Heil Hitler, and saluting, the salute that was very famous, necessary during the Nazi era, and they're just singing out loud, celebrating, and this is the influencers of our days, and we spoke about it. On one hand, it's phenomenal that there's no more Hollywood stars out, influencing the public, but at the same time, at least Hollywood stars had some talent and some kind of, they had useful. Yeah, they had some merits. I mean, they played some good roles periodically. These guys got nothing, no class, no brains, no style, nothing, and yet they have millions of people following them. I'm sure they're being influenced by them, and just the word. How do we have influence? We have to follow them. So this is the people that people follow. These are the leaders of today. So I'm sorry, I'm a little bit wired up about all of this, but so I just wanted to ask you about how did this whole thing come about? The cause of this pandemic. What are the side effects of it? What are the effects of it? Not side effects, the effects of it. What is the cause, what is the effect, and what is the cure is basically my questions to you today.
Well, it is a very positive thing that influencers have replaced celebrities. Very, very positive.
Even these kind?
See, these kinds started off as influencers and became celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
They're acting like celebrities.
Sure do.
So it's a kind of a hybrid of, I don't know. And it's still good, because at least you're dealing with opinion, with facts. There's something to debate. There's something to talk about. With celebrities, there was nothing. It was escapist. It was a fascination with an unreal world. So as these supposed influencers become celebrities, they're doomed. People will treat them like celebrities, and that's not relevant anymore. So if you're an influencer, you have some relevance. You become a celebrity, you're not relevant. Now you're entertainment. They have become entertainment.
Very low class entertainment, and people are still tuning in.
Yeah, well, like you say, they don't have any talent, so how they can entertain you? So they have to come up with horrible, shocking, sensationalist. Especially the change from a reasonable, logical, thoughtful person to obsessive, compulsive. This is an act. What happened here? Now, influencers are good.
It's just...
Even if your opinion is wrong, but offer an opinion and make yourself vulnerable to criticism. Engage in a debate. But once they become celebrities, there's no debating anymore. It's a one-track mind. It's meant to shock. It's meant to. It's sensational.
Rabbi Fridman, but what is happening to us? Okay, they're the pandemic, but we're the ones who are getting affected. It's the masses. It's the people that are so eager to follow anything out there. Anything. I mean, these influencers / celebrities, whatever they are, you know, I don't want to name any names because everybody have their own favorites or least favorites, whatever. Everybody knows what we're talking about. How does it come about that we are so hungry to follow? And it's so easy. It's like, oh, I like this instant. That's it, instant follower. What is happening to us?
Okay, so a large part of it is we still have that weakness for celebrityhood. You don't care what they say. You just get attached to the person or the persona. And it's entertainment. The thing about the Jewish people, we must be careful not to become apologetic. Don't fall for the bait. They want you to try to justify yourself, and then their opinion becomes significant and important. They have no opinion. It's just pretending. It's sensationalism in its cheapest form. We shouldn't react, we shouldn't care, we shouldn't debate it, we shouldn't answer it. It'll destroy itself.
Rabbi Friedman, I can't help but comparing, regardless, the Jewish influencers right now that are out there that don't necessarily have million followers, that in thousands, good numbers, but not in millions like these guys do. And the message is there's such a phenomenal separation. They're all about ego, they're all about themselves, they're all about sensationalism, they're all about some crappy stuff, and really a lot of the times evil stuff, negativity, or some kind of nonsensical stuff. And then the Jewish influencers are all about morality, just giving it, not about themselves. It's not about me. It's not like I want to be famous. Listen to what I have to say. No. Listen what's in the Torah. Listen to what God has to say. Please, let's make a world better. It's just such a different vibe between, and I don't know if people are yet there to see the difference, to understand the separation and the value. I don't know if we're there yet.
Well, that's a good description of the difference between an influencer and a celebrity. With the celebrity, it's all about them. But I find it very funny or ironic, the fact that we are genocidal, the fact that we are stealing the land, the fact that all of those things are not bad enough. No. We have to become demonic. Really demonic. And I wonder if people realize this. It's like, ask any of these rabid anti-Semites. Do you have any Jewish friends? Yeah, of course. Are they demonic? No. So who is? Their lawyers are Jewish. Their dentists are Jewish. Their agents are Jewish. And they're all good people. But the Jews are terrible. In other words, there are real Jews, people, and then there's this myth. The horrible Jews. Where are these horrible Jews? Nobody knows. Because all the Jews they do know are good people. So it is such a weird fantasy.
Rabbi Tuvia Singer explained this very well. He said, we don't accept their Messiah, and if we don't accept their Messiah, we must be evil. That is his explanation.
They don't even believe in their own Messiah. Let's put it this way. Their animosity to Jews is much deeper than their belief in the Messiah. It's the other way around. I think it's their jealousy of Jews that pushes them to have their own Messiah.
If it's the morality aspect of it, then we definitely need to be very disliked, to put it mildly, because the lifestyle that they're going for, and I'm talking about these clique of young influencers that are supposedly have God in their lives. I don't know, they claim to, but the morality still does not seem to be there. God's morality.
What will it take, and how long will it take for people to realize if you believe in God, you don't kill people and you don't spread hatred? So if they're speaking in the name of God, they don't mean it, they don't believe it, it's not God, it's not valid. There's no validity to that argument. As soon as you start becoming hateful, you're not in touch with God. How many times do we have to learn that lesson?
So, Robert Friedman, just to make it really to make it very simple, very crystal clear. So the cause, why they became all of a sudden so popular. Why do you think that is?
Sensationalism has always been popular. They started off being realists, and then they became sensationalists. Sensational will always get a crowd. It's not a new thing. I thought we had outgrown it, but yeah, people still want a little entertainment.
That's why it's so popular, just for the entertainment purposes, or is there more to it?
Yeah, the sensationalism. I don't think there's more to it than that.
I mean, I understand.
I don't think people listen to them and say, yeah, I'm going to go out and harm Jews. I mean, there are those who are determined to harm people and commit crimes, and they can do it without these influencers. They don't need any help from outside. But we have to be very careful. Don't treat it as if it's an issue that needs to be debated, discussed, or answered. Nothing.
Ignore it.
Knock yourself out. Absolutely.
What kind of effect do you think they're having in general right now? What kind of effect do they have on their followers?
They just contribute to the brainlessness, like every entertainment. Your brain goes on vacation. And you get this momentary high. That's entertainment. It's a drug.
Do you think it's going to end there? I mean, there's a lot of crazy people out there who, when leaders say, let's do something, provokes them, you don't think that the millions of followers out there are going to be single cases that are going to be super hyped up by this?
Yeah. Yeah, the crazies will come out of the woodwork. But not millions.
Do you think, I don't want to be spew conspiracy theories here, but who do you think there's anybody behind them? Do you think there's finances behind these people that are supporting this hatred?
There is no question. Yeah. Whether it's a religious thing, like going back to traditional Catholicism, that was pretty much based on anti-Jewish, anything Jewish, rejection of the Old Testament, even rejection of modern Catholicism. It's too modern. It's too moderate. So there is some fanatical influencers who are influencing the influencers. Yeah, they bribe them. I don't know what they promise them, but there's definitely a vested interest.
So,
This is not purely idealistic.
Rabbi Friedman, do you believe? I mean, it's out there, so we're going to say it here too. Do you believe it's Qatar and China that's behind these evil forces? That are the evil forces. Let's say it like that. That are supporting this.
I don't know if they're supporting this. They're supporting a lot of evil, but they're not the only ones.
Who else should we look out for?
The religious fanatics among Christians. This allegiance, all of a sudden Jews and Christians are best friends and we're both against Islam. Well, there are some Christians who don't like that idea. They don't want that Judeo-Christian mix. They want to be unique. They want to be absolute. Yeah? Fanaticism at its best. But you can almost see how they're being paid and patronized. Who organized this event in Miami?
This particular one, it's a popular club. It's not even like an event. It's just...
Who got them all together? Who got them all together?
The club's name is Vandam. The owner, some guy by the name of Mansour, was there, but really there's not that much more information than this.
Right. Who paid for their limousines? It's celebrity. Celebrities get paid.
Right.
Celebrities have handlers.
Mm-hmm.
How many wrong answers are there to a given question? Endless. Because there's only one correct answer. Everything else is not correct. So how many negative forces are there? Endless. Because if it's not positive, then it's negative. And there's only one positive. And that is the Torah. I think it's a really dangerous mistake to engage in conversation with these sensationalists. Because whatever you do, it just adds to the sensation. You can't win.
So you're saying that the more seasoned influencers like Tucker Carlson, that gives these influencers time and day, attention, recognition, he's part of the problem, or he's maybe even worse than that. Because there's gradation of them right now. Then there's these young ones who are celebrity-like. Then there's the older ones who are supposedly more established, who have more credibility. So there's like a weird gradation that is happening out there, and I'm worried about the people. I'll be honest. This whole program is because I'm worried. I'm worried that people can't filter this properly and unfortunately get sucked into this whirlpool of garbage. So the question is, them I understand. I mean, it's easy. But those who follow, those who eat this up, that's the scary part. This is the sad part. Not even scary. It's just sad.
It is sad. And that's why we need lots of good influencers. How absurd is it to think that Tucker Carlson, for example, is getting ready to run for president?
Is he?
He's being groomed.
Okay.
Is this how you get to be a president? In this crazy world of ours? Yes. You become famous for anything. Your name recognition is big. You run for president, you win.
We saw it firsthand in Ukraine. Someone who was an extremely famous as an actor with the right role became the president. I'm not judging. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Rabbi Friedman, but do you think we can never win? We the positive influencers are so minute in numbers in comparison to the other guys. How can we win this war? What is the antidote to all of this?
Well, first of all, these clowns are going to self-destruct. It's almost inevitable. Secondly, they don't get loyalty. They just get viewers. The real influencers get loyalty, conviction. So whatever is sensational is going to pass and leave very little behind. So we shouldn't be intimidated by their flash and glamour. They're going to destroy themselves.
So should we just sit around and wait for them to blow up? Or is there more that we can do to counter it and make the world healthy?
Make sense, talk sense, appeal to people's better judgment, not to their sensational interests. That's the way. Talk the truth, say what makes sense, assume people are intelligent, and attract those who matter. Those who want entertainment very quickly gets boring and you go to some other entertainment.
What is what is the cure? What is the cure to this insanity that we're seeing all over the place, and especially in the digital space?
But insanity, you don't mean just anti-Semitism.
Well, anti-Semitism, once we see that, we know the world is crazy.
But they're crazy in many ways and in many areas. Anti-Semitism is one of them, which, of course, we are hyper-aware. We notice it more than anything else. But there's craziness in every area of life. Nothing is sane. There's craziness in education, there's craziness in religion, there's craziness in politics. Everything is crazy. We started off a couple of years ago saying the only thing predictable is surprise. Because every week something new happened. Well, that surprise has increased to every day. Every day you wake up, what happened now? So if you look for entertainment, you don't have to go very far. Life has become so entertaining.
Rabbi Friedman, but doesn't it feel like we have an ox hanging over us at this point? Like everything got to such a place that it feels like the crash is inevitable and any second. I mean, unless it's just me, which I need this. I do need a sanity check. We all do. So I'm not embarrassed about that. But I honestly feel like the world has an ox hanging over it at this point. My imagination.
What are you worried about? The United States invited all the Jews of England to come to the United States. Well, problem solved.
Yeah, what are we going to do with that?
It is just absolutely amazing the obsession the world has with Jews. Amazing, amazing.
This is a little bit off the topic, but I can't help bringing it up with you. Did you have any reaction at all? I think President Trump for everything he's doing, but did you have any reaction at all to the way he conducted himself this week at the Ford factory? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, no? Someone said something he did not like. It wasn't nice, I agree. But, he told them to F you and flip the bird at him. I'm like, I need to get Rabbi Friedman's reaction on this one.
Look, the best thing about him is that he's so apolitical. If anybody else would do that, we would say, great. So why can't he? Oh, because he's supposed to be a politician. No. He has no intentions of being a politician. It's real. Either you want real or you don't want real. You want a guy pretending to be an angel? So we got very mixed ideas of what we want in a president. You want him to be above all criticism, or you want him to be a human being who just happens to have a few good ideas? So I'm not defending him. I'm just saying, let's make up our mind of what we want. We want somebody who's real and natural, and what do you want this fake political stuff?
I'm just trying to make, it's just, we're trying to make sense of everything that's going on, and it's really, really hard, because on one hand, we've been told that the king has to behave a certain way, and he's kind of the king of the world right now. We have to be honest about that. So we have, we kind of want to see a crown on him, big cape, and him sitting upright and acting properly, the way a king should. And then he goes and pulls off something like this. So this is another confusion. I mean, what are we expecting these, or should we just say, okay, whatever goes, we don't those are not the important things, proper etiquette, because in Judaism, proper etiquette is very important. We have to behave properly. We have to dress properly. We have to speak properly. So should we not look at someone who is in position like Trump in the same way and expect same kind of etiquette and
It would be nice. But if that means going back to having politicians, no.
Yeah. So it's a small thing to overlook. The rest is what we should concentrate on.
So again, going back to the fascination of the world with the Jews, first they venerate a Jew and make him into God. Then they demonize Jews and make us into demons. Get a little confused?
More than a little.
So it's love and hate, and it's very sad. And I think everybody would agree, anti-Semitism becomes popular when people are miserable. Happy people don't bother with thinking about what's going on in the Middle East and who is Jewish and what are Jews and what. If you're in a good mood, you're not anti-Semitic. Only people in bad are having problems. We were just talking about Hitler wasn't an ideologue. He was a miserable, emasculated, suffering from an inferiority complex, felt that he was less than human, so naturally he comes up with a theory about being superhuman, an Ubermensch. If he was in a good mood, none of that would have happened. So it's true of all anti-Semitism. When life is good, nobody has time to be an anti-Semite. Why would they? All healthy people are pro-Israel. Somebody said, not all pro-Palestinians are crazy, but every crazy is pro-Palestinian. That tells you something. Not every anti-Semite is miserable, but every miserable person becomes an anti-Semite. Because they need a victim. They need someone to blame and to vent their anger at. And Jews are very convenient. But it's the myth of the Jews, not the actual Jews. That's dangerous, but it's not the same as hating every Jew you meet. You're hating a myth called Jews.
Rabbi Friedman, it is escalating, though. We have to be honest. We see how the hatred is gaining momentum. So, because of our history, we can't say that we're not worried. And we can't say that there are no triggers for us. The memory is too fresh and the history is extensive. So how do we stay strong right now? What's your advice on this?
You're right. Our history makes us more cautious and more aware. It also makes us a little immune. Oh, that again? It really, I would love to talk to a real anti-Semite. And I would love to ask him, you know what's going to happen, don't you? You know what the end is going to be. you're going to die and we're going to continue. How many times do you have to test that and confirm that? You know you're going to go down, we're going to continue. So what are you doing? What are you doing? Why do you keep joining this losing cause? It's silly. So yes, our past makes us sensitive, but our past also makes us certain about our own survival. We're going to outlive them all because we always have. It's just a habit we have. We have a habit of outliving people. So, again, the worst thing is to fall into apologetics and give them legitimacy by arguing with them and by...
Rabbi Fridman, thank you. Thank you. Not going to argue. Not going to argue. Thank you for the advice, for the strength, for the clarity, for the wisdom that we get from you. It's absolutely priceless, and can't be more grateful for everything that you're doing. So, yes. Well, I don't know what surprises we're going to be discussing next week, but I'm sure there's going to be some doozies out there.
Every day we have to get up and say, thank you for a whole new world.
Yes.
Nothing is the same from day to day.
Not at all. And I don't know what they're cooking up in Davos these days, so we'll see. I'm sure there's going to be a lot to talk about. That is absolutely for certain.
Yeah, and it's not all negative. There are surprises and goodness too. Every day. So, let's ride the waves and see where it goes.
Amen. Let's do that. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, wonderful weekend. Thank you so much. Looking forward.
Only good news.
Only good news. Thank you. Amen. Ну а всем, кто нас слушал, вы слышали только хорошие новости и ничего, кроме хороших новостей сегодня и каждый день. Так что спасибо вам всем за то, что вы есть, за то, что вы с нами, за то, что мы вместе боремся за свет, за добро и помогаем друг другу в этом непростом пути, но мы вместе, а это самое главное. С этими словами я, Аня Пекерман, передача Thank God It's Tuesday. Прощаемся со всеми до следующей недели.